What's up? What's going on, people? Oh, let me calm down. What's going on? It's the BQF Black Quarterback Forum. Black QBs Black QBs in effect.com website. I don't even know my own damn website. It's because this is all fun for me. I ain't got to be the best at it. I just talk about the black quarterbacks, and I told y'all where I feel like I belong. Not that I'm better than any of these people, just where I find I fit in. Not in, some TV analysts gonna give you, talk about it this way and that way, and they're gonna win because of this and lose. No, I'm still a big time fan, but I do analyze the black quarterbacks. BQF, Black Quarterback Forum. That's what I do. I talk about the black quarterbacks in the league, and I give them a lot more time than the average show on TV. They're only gonna talk about the ones who think that they think gonna win a Super Bowl. Okay, I watched the segment on, it was Fox. I don't know. I got weird TV. I don't know if it was probably about yesterday after the Chiefs had lost again, to the Eagles this time. But, then it was talking about 0-2 teams and, if they make the playoffs or not. They talked about Baltimore Ravens started out 0-2 last year. So, it ain't guaranteed that the Chiefs going to make the playoffs, okay? They probably would. I would bet that they would, 51%. But it's a strong probability that they cannot make it. So, if they go 0-3. So, anyway, I'm just going to have some fun with it. I'm going to be making several videos. This is just one of my main videos where I talk about the winning and losing black quarterbacks. And we have one more winner this week. We only have 5 in week 1 I count Tua. He's black. Whether you want to acknowledge that or not, they just call him Hawaiian black. Anyway, out of 17, we was 5-11, 5-12. The black on black crime. We got some games, so it's gonna have to be a black quarterback that wins. So we was 6-11 this week, but Justin Fields got hurt. And even my man Tyrod Taylor, I got a jersey of his. I should have put that one on when he was with San Diego, the Los Angeles Chargers at this time. I think it was San Diego when he was playing with them. But anyway, so we had 6 winning black quarterbacks this week. I'll say the names, and I'm going to go over statistics here in a moment. But we had my man J Love from Thursday night. Dak Prescott in a shootout with the Giants won. Jack, baby, Lamar Jackson, who I want to win the Super Bowl. I'm making sure that's known almost every video. I love all my black QBs, but Lamar Jackson, one of my favorite. Kyler Murray and the Cardinals, 2-0. He's too short. Just going to say. And Jalen Hurts, he went in there and beat up on Patrick. And I got an interesting stat for Patrick losing, but still, nonetheless. And one of my new favorite, Michael Penix Jr. I got that jersey, too. I'm going to wear that one this Friday at work. I didn't feel like putting it on right now. I had it on in an earlier video because they won the game. They beat up on the Vikings. Yeah. So, those are my 6 winning quarterbacks. I'll get to their statistics here in a moment. But the losers, oh, my goodness. Whew, man. I guess it's going to be like this all season, huh? I sure as hell hope not. I hope we have like 10 winning one weekend or maybe 8. So, but just let me run through the losing quarterbacks for a moment. I got this book in my way. It's like my Bible, people. Can y'all see that? That's like my Bible. Rise of the Black Quarterbacks. That's my new book. Who always try to have here with me. It's like the Bible for the religious people. They keep the Bible close by. I keep this book close by. Anyway, the losing black quarterbacks: Jaden Daniels, Russell Wilson, Caleb Williams, Cam Moore, Tua Tagovailoa, I count him, Spencer Rattler, Patrick Mahomes, 2 times he's lost this year, CJ Stroud, and Geno Smith. Geno, look, today is Tuesday morning, right? Yeah. Geno, I got a lot of Raider friends. He had 3 interceptions. 3. Them the games you just can't have. You just cannot be elevated to the next level. You just cannot have 3 interception games anymore. And Geno he still has them. And he had a QBR of 19. That QBR rating be killing him. But CJ Stroud also played last night. He had a QBR of 19.5. He lost. But his overall rating was 97, where Geno Smith's rating was 37. It's very different on stats, too. I ain't going to get into the losing quarterback stats. I will go over the winners here in a moment. But I just want to say a few things, man. It's football season. And I know the average fan they don't want to hear about they want to hear about their team only. I get it. It don't matter, even black quarterback, if they get a favorite white quarterback. And I'll tell y'all who I think is going to be an AFC championship game. I ain't figured out the NFC, but AFC, it's easy. It's Buffalo and Baltimore. These 2 best quarterbacks in the AFC, maybe in the whole NFL. Josh Allen, I don't talk about him because he's a white guy. This is a black quarterback for him. But just to say, he reminds me of Cam Newton. The white version, who at this point could probably pass better. But Cam used to run all over people. Same thing he doing. They both 6'5", 230 plus pounds, 35. Cam Newton, at his youth, in his prime, was doing the same thing. A lot of you guys out there never saw Cam Newton play. And I see he's on a TV show now with all that weird hair and the hats and stick up 4 feet. The boy big enough already. He's 6'5", 235, 40 pounds, whatever he might weigh right now. But at his best, when he was playing in the NFL, he got the Panthers to the Super Bowl, the once and only, and they got beat up by the Broncos. But he took them pretty much on his, well, I'm not going to say on his own, but he had weapons, but nothing like what Josh Allen has. If he had those kind of weapons, he may have won. But my point is, Josh Allen plays like him to a degree. He's probably got a better arm, but the cannon, Cam had a cannon too when he was playing. So, those are the 2 best quarterbacks in the AFC. And Lamar Jackson's playing out of his mind. I mean, if Henry didn't fumble in week 1, they probably would have won that game. So you got to believe. They was looking at Henry's stats from this past week against Cleveland. And I know the divisional games are tough, but I'm sure they got after him. And that's why he hardly did anything against Cleveland. Trust me, they don't fumble that ball. Don't you fumble that damn ball. So, he'll come back and he'll have the next week or 2. He'll be rushing 400 plus yards and 2 touchdowns. You'll see. Watch. But those are the 2 best teams in the AFC right now. I don't need 5 weeks, 10 weeks. They stay healthy. You can count it in the AFC championship for those 2. Patrick and them might not even get there close to it. And you take Joe Herbert? No. In that team? I don't see him, no. You take the next best quarterbacks. You can look at the division winners at this point. The East and the North, the Central. No. CJ Stroud or whoever's winning that currently, it ain't Houston. They 0-2. So, Indianapolis, come on. That guy, that cat, Danny Dimes, Daniel Jones, come on. No. Beating Baltimore or Buffalo late in the playoffs? No. No. Not going to happen. So, anyway, that's the NFC. The AFC. The NFC, the Eagles is one. They was just talking about on some show with the Eagles, they're going to get rid of the tush push and this and that. That's an advantage for the Eagles, I can't call the other team at the moment. It could be Jaden Daniels and the Redskins, or the Commanders again, or it could be, my man Jay Love. I gotta forget about the Packers, baby. They talking about the Packers, one of the most complete teams right now. We'll see. That's what I'm holding out reserve for. Stay healthy and win the games you're supposed to win. I don't watch the regular TV shows, but I think he's off the air now. But Jimmy Johnson had it. He said, go win all your games at home and go 500 on the road. At that time, it was 16 games. So that's 8 and 8, and you go 12-4. 13-4 these days will get you in the playoffs. Maybe even win your division. So, with that said, we in week 2 with the NFL. Colin Cowherd said it. He said it's becoming a quarterback-centric league. The better quarterbacks end up in the playoffs. You can change out 2-3 teams in each conference, but so it was some interesting games as always. But I focus on the black quarterbacks at the BQF here. That's what I do. Try to keep the videos short, sweet, entertaining. Obviously, once again, going back to football, people just want to hear about their team only. But here, I represent all the black quarterbacks in the league, baby. And this might be just one of my weekly videos because I'm going to do things different now. I mean, I ain't got no format I got to follow. I just like covering their statistics, talking about the wins and losses with them. Because they think Kyler Murray, I'm going to get into my stats here in a moment. I'm looking at my time, I'm rolling. I'm trying to keep it to 20, 25 minutes here on the video. But they think Kyler Murray and the Cardinals, they not going nowhere. I keep it real here, 100. He too short. I mean, they ain't ever going to say it like that on TV. They want you to hopes and dreams. I got to go look and see what I used to say on my very first year of doing this. Because, oh man, I ain't never seen where they be hoping and wishing and dreaming for like no other sport but football. They don't do this in basketball. They know who the bad teams are. They was like, okay, on the 82 games, they only going to win 30. So, but in football, they think you start out 2-0, 3-0. Oh, they're going somewhere this year. They ain't going nowhere. They played 2 horrible teams. They played the Saints, 2 black quarterbacks, Spencer Rattler. Kid's going to struggle. And then they played, I'm going to say Kyler Murray, but they played Bryce Young and the Panthers. And he had one of his better days. He threw for 300-something yards. Bryce, where's Bryce Young statistics? Of all the losers, what? I don't have Bryce Young down here. Oh my goodness. And that's 17. I thought it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I forgot my man Bryce Young's statistics, but I looked at him and he threw for over 300 and something yards. I don't know how many picks. I don't got that in front of me at the moment. But it's just a matter of time before he gets yanked. He ain't no bigger than me. I'm 5'11", 170. He might weigh more than 185. I think he's stockier, but still, he there's like freeze frame when I got to get a picture and put it on my website. He was standing next, like he made a play and passed it, and then he was back. He was stumbling back, but the the offensive lineman was behind him and kind of caught him from falling. It looked like the offensive lineman was catching his younger brother or child. I mean, the offensive lineman was probably like 6'5", 6'6", and Bryce is 5'11". So the offensive lineman weighing 300 pounds, and he just covered this guy. It was crazy looking. And so, look, Colin Cowherd said it. I mentioned him a moment ago. It's becoming a quarterback-centric league, and that, to me, to be an effective quarterback, you got to be 6'1", 6'2", or a little bigger. 5'11", 5'11", 6 feet. Drew Brees, I think he was 6 feet. Biggest small quarterback to win Super Bowl. Russell Wilson, 5'11". So, those are the last 2 small quarterbacks. But anyway, it's just interesting to me how they will continually pump up the small guys as if they really got a chance in the NFL, and they don't. And it brings us to another thing. We had the most black quarterbacks start ever in the NFL, and I don't know if they even made a point of it, because it's like they just want to act like this has always been this way, and it hasn't. So, and I just keep bringing this shit up because Whoever watched the videos, you'll know. And you gotta do is read a book like this one to tell you Rise of the Black Quarterback. It'll talk about it, how they treated the brothers back in the 60s and 70s when we were just as competent as them as quarterbacks. But, and I moved out the way so you see that lion, yeah. I ain't representing the Detroit Lions. So I just like the lion picture over the Michael Jordan poster. But no, and it's like, they just act like, oh, it's always been this way. No, it's been a natural evolution, okay? And you can go back. I got every black quarterback listed that's played in the NFL. We ain't reached 100 yet. I think we close to 100. So, there you go. They've been drafted a lot in the last 5 or 6 years, yes. But before that, in the late 90s, early 2000s, it wasn't that, you might have 1 or 2 here. But, we draft 4, 5, 6 now. So, I mean, But anyway, I'm just going to always bring that shit up. You know what I'm saying? They don't talk about it on regular TV and all that. Well, let's get through some stats. I'm running up on the 15-minute mark, so it tells me how long. So I don't want, you know what I'm saying? This ain't no pay service, baby. I just talk about the black quarterback because I love it. Don't nobody else talk about it like I do. I guarantee you. Okay? It's the winners. It's my man J Love and the Green Bay Packers. I got to go find that video, man. Where I talked about Jordan Love 3 years ago. Okay? So he was 19 for 31, 292 yards, 9.4 average, 2 TDs, and no INTs. He was sacked 2 times for 23 yards. I wrote down these silly QBRs. His was only 63.5, and that's good. His rating was 113.9. He was the winning quarterback. But I guess the ratings and all of that stuff, it adds up to your attempts, your yardage, and all that. I went over that too. It's crazy what they add into those stats. And I did take down the rushing, and most of them, it didn't matter. It didn't mean anything. There was just a couple of quarterbacks that had rushing touchdowns. But he was 3 rushes for 12 yards. So Dakota Rain Prescott, the $60 million man, baby. I'm gonna make fun of him all season long because $60 million. He should be throwing for 500 yards and 4 touchdowns every game. $60 million. I'm just like, and they play. Another team paid Purdy, who is hurt now. I mean, not the $60 million, but Purdy. These cats get these big contracts and get hurt, and I'm like, when is it going to be $100 million a year quarterback? And what will he have won? You know what I'm saying? If anybody should have made $100 million off the top, it would have been Patrick recently. At least he's brought you 3 Super Bowls. I mean, he might not win another one here in a year or 2, but hey, he brought your team back to prominence. But Dakota Rain Prescott, he was 38 for 52, 361 yards. He had a 6.9 average. Not bad. 2 TDs and 1 INT, sacked 3 times for negative 18 yards. His QBR, a little bit higher, 70.5, but his overall rating was 96.7. So I guess his rushing was 33 for 18. It equaled out on them sacks. Wow, that's interesting. Lamar Action Jackson, the quarterback that I want to win the Super Bowl. He was 19 for 29, 225 yards, 7.8 yard average per pass, 4 TDs, 0 INTs. Lamar's playing out of his mind. He was sacked 3 times for 28 yards. QBR 70.4, a rating of 128.6, a higher rating, and QBR. And he rushed 2 times for 13 yards. Lamar is the guy. Kyler Too Short Murray. I wish I had me some Too Short playing in the background. I got to get up some fancier material or fancier because he too short, people. He was 17 for 25, 220 yards, 8.8 average. He getting it, but they won not because of Kyler. He had 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He was sacked 1 time for -9 yards. His QBR is 68.0 and rating 92.1. And Kyler does run from time to time. 7 rushes for 32 yards. And Jalen Hurts, he had the worst stats, and I mean not that great, of the winning quarterbacks of a lot of quarterbacks this past week. Jesus. They're winning. Definitely. He had the least amount of yardage. Yeah. Jalen Hurts. Oh, yeah. 15 for 22. 101 yards. Wow, that's it. 4.6 on the average pass. No touchdowns. No INTs. He was sacked 2 times for -7 yards or -7 yards. His QBR, 42.6. Rating 78.0. Now, he's a winning quarterback with that low rating in QBR. But he did rush 9 times for 15 times, 9 times, slow down, 15 yards and 1 touchdown. Now, one of my favorite, like I keep saying, Michael Penix Jr., he was 13 for 21. He was 135 yards. Not passing for a lot at the moment. He was 6.4 on the average, 0 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. He was sacked 3 times for -27 yards. And his QBR was 27. His rating was 80.5. And he had 1 rush, so it was a -1 yards. So I think the rating, and I can look at that stuff again, it keeps it high if the quarterback wins the game. So they take all those things into effect. We're coming up on 21 minutes. Man, 21 minutes of love, people. So, here go your BQF, your boy. So, look, I ain't even going to get a lot of action on these videos because all I talk about is the black quarterback, damn it. I don't care. That's what I do. It's my channel and I can say what the hell I want to say. So, and this is just one of the videos. I'm going to have another one this before the Sunday's games because I got time on my hands before I go to work. So, see the line in the background, baby, and the Jordan, that's me. A line in my heart, the Jordan up here. We all believe we can do that. But, hey, we love football. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to talk about, I'm going to see my eyes. I'm going to talk about the Black QB. And whatever team they play for. And, like, I'll be a fan of that team until they ain't got no black quarterback. The minute the Cowboys don't have no black quarterback, I ain't talk about them no more. Ever. Until they get a black quarterback again. But right now, I still don't see them winning the Super Bowl. I can tell you. I don't know who's going to come out that AFC. But I think I told you. Baltimore and Buffalo in the AFC Championship game, if you ask me. In the NFC, I can see the Eagles and the Packers. Jordan Love. Jalen Hurts. The Jays, man. There's a lot of cats in it. Well, not a lot, but it seems like some of the better quarterbacks have the J in their name. But anyway, that's it for this week. Week 2. Today, Tuesday, 2 days away. We got Thursday night game. I ain't got the schedule in front of me. I don't know who's playing. They keep the football rolling, man. I tell people, September, October, November, they're the fastest 4 months of the whole damn year. We on week 3. Week 3 already? Yeah, it's coming up. So anyway, enjoy your football weekend. Have fun. I'll be hollering at you again. BQF, baby, forever.